Welcome back to the Rich Life Diaries podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing some statistics and some updates on how AI will kill jobs, but it will also create more millionaires. So let's get into it. Welcome to Rich Life Diaries, the podcast where we talk real strategies for creating abundance, building a business you love, and designing a life that actually feels good. If you're done playing small and ready to create your dream life, you're in the right place. Okay, so I'm just going to keep my phone out if you're watching this on YouTube because I've written a lot of notes and statistics and I want to make sure I get all this super accurate. So basically what's happening, so everyone's talking about AI at the moment, obviously. It's, there's a lot of fear mongering. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of billionaires like Elon Musk and Bill Gates and a lot of people having, doing interviews and talking about artificial intelligence and what things look like in the next 10 years. And I just wanted to create a podcast on this and pull out the sort of essential things that we need to know and what you can basically do about it to future-proof your job or your business. So Elon Musk recently come out and said that AI is soon to become more intelligent than the human race. So apparently, according to him, we're a few years off that. He also believes that humanoid robots and AI will create an abundance economy where goods and services will get cheaper. So that will be, I guess that will impact our cost of living. And he thinks robots will eventually outnumber human beings in the future. Now, according to some statistics that I found from Goldman Sachs, over the next 10 years, they're saying 70% of jobs will be impacted by AI in some way. And 20% of jobs are likely to be replaced or automated. So I'll just translate that into people so it makes more sense. So basically there's 3.3 billion workers in the world. So 2.3 billion workers will be affected by artificial intelligence, and anywhere from 330 to 660 million workers will be replaced or automated. And that's within the next 10 years. That's a huge chunk of people. 660 million people will have their jobs taken away because of AI. So those jobs that are at risk are mainly admin work, junior sort of coding, basic sort of marketing roles and content creation, call centers, data processing roles, those types of positions. The jobs that they're saying are not at risk at all would be trades, leadership and management roles in big companies, healthcare, relationship-driven sales roles, and entrepreneurship. So this is why being a business owner is safer these days than having a job. Job safety and security is not a thing in our current climate. So if you think having a job is the safest way to go and starting a business is risky, you are wrong. It's actually going to be flipped upside down and it'll actually be the other way around in the next 5 to 10 years. So AI is a threat to workers and it's a tool for business owners. The people that will benefit most from AI in the next 10 years are the business owners. So yeah, it's obvious why, because as a business owner, most businesses' biggest costs is staffing. So if you can get rid of that cost, obviously your profits go up. And with AI now doing a lot of things, so if we look at e-commerce as an example, right now you can literally create a website on Shopify using Lovable, which is like a coding AI tool. It's nuts. Literally in 5 to 10 minutes, you can create a fully blown designed Shopify store on Lovable and then push it over to Shopify. There's all these tools now. There's some tools I was playing with the other day, AI tools that basically set up ads for you. They create your ads. They create social media reels, and obviously you can get all the social media captions written. AI can pretty much run your business if you have an e-commerce store. And e-commerce isn't going anywhere, obviously. E-commerce, people are always going to need to buy products online. That industry is only going to grow over the coming 10 years, and it's not something that AI can replace. But AI can and is benefiting the business owner in all these ways, because the business owner can remove or reduce their costs by getting AI to answer their phones, deal with all the customer service inquiries, automate the whole process. So all the marketing emails go out, automate your social media and your advertising with all these new AI tools coming out every other day and every other week. All this stuff is only growing. By the time I put this video out, I'll guarantee you all these platforms that I'll mention today, there's probably better ones around the corner next week, next month, next year. Like this sector, artificial intelligence, is where it's exploding right now. Things are changing so quickly. I've seen so much stuff in the last few weeks coming onto my Instagram news feed. There's, Claude Work, which is this, it's like an AI tool. It's sort of like ChatGPT Operator, but better. ChatGPT rolled out this AI tool ages ago called Operator, and it was designed to act like a personal assistant where it can actually do things for you. So you give it a credit card and it can basically go on and you say, hey, book me a flight to Paris for this date and find me some nice accommodation, and it'll basically go and act like a person and book all the accommodation and find the best deals and that kind of thing. So it acts like a person. So we are there. Operator was a bit slow. So it's sort of, I don't think too much has happened with ChatGPT's version of it, but there's been other improved versions like Claude Work. Yeah, Claude Cowork, and OpenClaw is another one. OpenClaw, I think you need to have more coding experience to use that one. But a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs are buying like mini Macs and setting up all these, AI employees on their own like mini Macs and having all of that being operated through this AI tool called OpenClaw. So that's what's happening right now. Business owners are frothing at AI because it helps us. It helps us deliver better services, automate everything in our businesses, and cut down on staffing costs. Staffing costs, as I said before, are the biggest costs for any business, and it's also the biggest headache, to be brutally honest. Dealing with people, staffing is, every business owner I've spoken to that has staff, they all say the same thing. It's just like that is their biggest headache, is staffing. Dealing with staff, staff are taking sick leave, staff are complaining about things, staff resign after you've just spent all this time on them, the list goes on. So with AI replacing this, it just is hugely beneficial to business owners. Have you ever wanted to live life on your terms? You can have financial and time freedom with your own e-commerce store. My business, Clickstart Digital, helps people just like you set up an e-com store from scratch and launch it in 30 days. To find out more, visit us online, clickstartdigital.com.au. So when I say AI will replace jobs, it's obviously those statistics that I've given you, and it will create more millionaires, because let's be honest, most millionaires are business owners. It's just a fact. Having a job, I mean, sure, there's people out there that have invested really well in property and things like that and have got to that millionaire status, but they're rare. Most people that are wealthy have invested or started their own businesses. So that's why I'm saying it will create more millionaires, because more people, it's going to push more people into starting a small business, because they know that that's going to be more where the security is versus having a job in this new era that we're moving into. So it's not all bad. So if you are employed in one of those jobs that I mentioned before, like administration and data center and things like that, it's not all doom and gloom. They are saying that artificial intelligence should be creating around 95 million new jobs. So what they are at this point, I mean, I don't personally know. I'm guessing it's going to be jobs around people that have to manage the AI components in the business, I suppose. But yeah, there's definitely going to be pros and cons coming out with AI, as with anything. But there's definitely opportunity there. So moving forward, if you do have one of those jobs that are impacted, maybe consider starting a business is probably a good thing to consider. As I said, it's probably going to be more stable in this new era that we're moving into versus, looking for another job. But yeah, it will be interesting to see where things go. I mean, there's lots of predictions out there at the moment. There's lots of chatter about AI and what this means for the human race and employment and all the things. But at the end of the day, it's all hearsay, isn't it? We don't know until we're living it. So, but I just wanted to do a podcast to share what I have learned about, artificial intelligence. And I know personally I'm using AI a lot in my own business. I was an early adapter with AI. I love it because most business owners do, for all the reasons I mentioned before. It saves a lot of money, a lot of time. So yeah, really use AI to your advantage, as I'm sure we all are. So guys, that's my podcast today, discussing my thoughts on AI and how it will kill jobs, but it will also create a lot of millionaires. Now, make sure you subscribe to the Rich Life Diaries podcast to keep up to date with new podcasts coming out every fortnight. And I look forward to seeing you back here soon. See ya.